Welcome to another episode of Calling Old Hollywood Presents. I'm your host, Kat Lively, and today we are taking a trip to Casablanca. A deep love for Hollywood movies and Mexican food inspired Carlos Harrod Sr. to open Casablanca Restaurant in 1980. Casablanca Restaurant became a one-of-a-kind themed restaurant combining fine Mexican cuisine with a 1943 Academy Award-winning movie, Casablanca, featuring Humphrey Bogart and Ingrid Bergman. I discovered this restaurant by chance the other day when I was hungry, driving around town looking for a good spot to have lunch. When I walked in the doors, though, I was speechless. Upon first glance, there is a mural out front featuring Humphrey Bogart and Ingrid Bergman. As you step inside the door, a clock on the left-hand side reads, "Now entering Casablanca." The entire restaurant is adorned with actual props from the film, as well as scripts, photographs, autographs, memorabilia as posters. There's even a life-size Rick from the film. One of the waiters relayed to the owner of the restaurant that there was a girl in the main dining area who was eating in, who seemed to be drooling over all of the props and memorabilia. So he came out and he gave me a personal tour of the restaurant along with the backstories for the props and memorabilia. He relayed to me that his father owned a chain of movie theaters in Mexico in the 1950s and was so obsessed with Casablanca and Humphrey Bogart that he decided to open this restaurant and acquire as many props from the film as he possibly could. If you've been listening to the podcast, you'll know that I've been on a big Humphrey Bogart kick. We even had author Denny Ledger, who wrote a book about Bogart and John Huston's films, Alan Rhodey, who talked about Bogey, and a few others on recent episodes. It's been a pinnacle in my life lately, and so appropriately so, I discovered this actual place called Casablanca. Casablanca is a 1942 American romantic drama film directed by Michael Curtiz and starring Humphrey Bogart, Ingrid Bergman, and Paul Henreid. Filmed and set during World War II, it focuses on an American expatriate who must choose between his love for a woman and helping her and her husband, a Czech resistance leader, escape from the Vichy-controlled city of Casablanca to continue his fight against the Germans. The screenplay is based on Everybody Comes to Rick's, an unproduced stage play by Murray Bennett and Joan Allison. The supporting cast features Claude Rains, Conrad Veidt, Sidney Greenstreet, Peter Lorre, and Dooley Wilson. Warner Brothers story editor Irene Diamond convinced producer Hal B. Wallace to purchase the film rights to the play in January 1942. Brothers Julius and Philip G. Epstein were initially assigned to write the script. However, despite studio resistance, they left to work on Frank Capra's Why We Fight series early in 1942. Howard Koch was assigned to the screenplay until the Epsteins returned a month later. Principal photography began on May 25, 1942, ending on August 3rd. The film was shot entirely at Warner Brothers Studio in Burbank, with the exception of one sequence at Van Nuys Airport in Van Nuys. Although Casablanca was an A-list film with established stars and first-rate writers, no one involved with its production expected it to be anything other than one of the hundreds of ordinary pictures produced by Hollywood that year. Casablanca was rushed into release to take advantage of the publicity from the Allied invasion of North Africa a few weeks earlier. It had its world premiere on November 26, 1942 in New York City, and was released nationally in the United States on January 23, 1943. The film was a solid, if unspectacular, success in its initial run. Exceeding expectations, Casablanca went on to win Academy Award for Best Picture, while Curtiz was selected as Best Director, and the Epsteins and Koch were honored for writing the Best Adapted Screenplay. Its reputation has gradually grown to the point that its lead characters, memorable lines, and pervasive theme song have all become iconic, and it consistently ranks near the top of the list of the greatest films in history. In 1989, the United States Library of Congress selected the film as one of the first for preservation in the National Film Registry. It was an absolute treasure to stumble upon Casablanca the other day and to have the experience that I did with the personal tour of seeing the scripts, the autographs, the books, the memorabilia. It was just an absolute experience and privilege. I highly recommend, whether you are a local Angelino or you're visiting from out of town, this is one place that you don't want to miss. The food is also absolutely incredible. This does it for another episode of Calling Old Hollywood Presents. Here's looking at you, kid.
Handprint.
Oh, wow.
He come here and put his handprint, Paul Henry.
Incredible.
You can snatch.
That's amazing. Wow.
And I think I have a sign, a book, but it's here.
Yeah, I saw that. That was amazing.
It's Paul Henry, my big one.
It's just incredible. The autograph. Wow, how special. Is this your place?
Yes.
Jeez, did you just love the movie so much that...
Yeah, my father.
Thank you for giving me a little tour. Wow.
And there's more stuff here.
It's just so incredible.
Here.
Holy moly. So your dad started this?
Yes.
And he just
He owns a movie
collected?
theater in Mexico in the 50s.
Wow.
And that's how it started.
That's
This
just...
is the first day with the film Casablanca is the daily report,
Oh my
May
god.
25th.
Wow.